The people are coming in. Hello, Sophie and Borjena from Poland and Greece. They can't hear me, but we are just waiting till a few more people are dropping in, and then we will start. Good evening, everyone. Greetings from Raleigh, Poland, says Margozata. I think we can start. It stays now, we have 77, 78 at the moment. Still people are coming in, but I think we can start. It's 3 minutes. Good evening. Also, Marina is coming. So now we have 80 participants. So good evening, everyone. We will start. Thank you very much for being here again for the 4th online evening. This will be the last official online evening we have for this course. I will explain at the end of the evening how it will work about the assessment, because we will set up an assessment for you for the coming week, where you can judge 5 Prix Saint-Georges tests, so the same as we will do tonight. I will explain at the end of the evening. First, we will start with 3 Prix Saint-Georges tests. We will do it like we did it before. You have your own environment. You have to see the video, and you can, in the Black Horse environment, you can make your own marks and remarks if you like. You have time every about 5 exercises. And then we will do the end a bit different. So I will explain also later, because in many national competitions, and we are educating you as a national official, not as an FEI official yet, that will be another level. Many nations have all the levels below Saint-Georges. At national shows, they have collective marks. So we will also practice that tonight. So the collective marks will be not 1 mark for general impression, but a bit like it was several years ago with the FEI. We will give 1 mark for the paces. If the freedom and the suppleness and the rhythm is correct, then we will have a mark for impulsion, submission, and the seat and effectiveness of the riders. So we will do that, but I will explain later. First, we will start. Now we have 85 participants, so the same as we had 2 weeks ago in the 3rd evening. So I hope everybody can prepare the Prix Saint-Georges test. We will start with rider, and the rider is called rider 1. We will do it in that way, Lena. Will it work like that?
Yeah, sounds good. Would you like me to show again how to get there, or should
I think it's just good to explain once again.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Okay, so everybody of you should please log into Equestrian Hub. Here on the left, you will see today's seminar. It's called EEF Seminar with Maarten, Unit 3, 4, and 5. We are today at Unit 5. So please click on it. Then you will see your practice test from our last sessions. So from Unit 3 and 4. And at today's date, Tuesday the 4th, you will see 3 practice tests. It should say 0 of 3 are finished. Please click on these. And we will start with rider number 1. Here, click here to open your score sheet. You are able to open the score sheet. And here on this little video button, you can see the video and play it.
So that's clear. Are there questions for anyone? So you can ask them now before we start.
Seems like we have one question.
No questions. So everybody knows how it works. We did it already for 3 evenings. So everybody is practiced enough now. So there's one question coming up. I don't have part 5. No, you have to click the EF seminar where it says Unit 3, 4, and 5. And then you scroll to the bottom.
You might need to refresh before it was called 3 and 5. 3 and 4. I just added number 5, so you might have to refresh your Equestrian Hub just over here. Refresh the website, and it should show up. Otherwise, just let us know by mail, and then we can look into your Equestrian Hub.
So please, Isabella from Poland, use the refresh button. And maybe then you can go via EF Seminar Unit 3, 4, 5. Then you go to the bottom, you scroll to the bottom, and then you can start Rider 1.
Yeah, she seems to be fine.
Now it's okay, hang on, please. Sophie from Greece is having a technical problem with logging in. So we'll wait a bit. I hope Sophie is okay, because otherwise we will run out of time. So we will start with rider number 1. This is a young rider in a team test, but we practiced already before young riders in team tests, because that's the team test for the young riders is the Prix Saint-Georges test, so it will work. It's totally the same test. Start now with the, sorry, Lena?
I was too quick.
No, we will start now, no worries. This is exercise number 1. The entrance, the halt, and the trot to C. That was exercise number 1. Now you have exercise number 2, track to the right, medium trot, the transition back into collected trot, and then the collected trot at the short side. The shoulder in from F to B, exercise number 3. The volte left, exercise number 4. The half pass till G, and then track on the left. And now we will stop the video. Yeah. Sometimes the video looks a bit sticky, that it stays a bit. It's not totally fluent, but that's okay. But now you have the time to fill in the marks, and if you like, the comments of exercise number 1 to 5. Good, I think we can continue with exercise 6 to 10. We start with extended trot on the diagonal and the transition back. Good, and then you give a separate mark. That's exercise number 7 for the transition into extended trot and back to collected trot again, and the short side. Then exercise number 8, the shouldering right. Exercise number 9, the vault right at E for 8 meters. Half pass to the right till G. And then you can stop, Lena. So now you have time to fill in the marks and comments for exercise number 6 till 10. There's one question of Marina. Can we see the video again? Then leave just the marks open. It's not a problem because we will do 3 tests today. It's not a real problem. You can look back the videos on YouTube EF and you can check your own marks with my marks. So it's not a real problem because otherwise we have to go back with almost 90 participants to that first part. So you can just leave it open and continue with the other exercise. So fill in the exercise 6 till 10, preferably with the marks, but if you like, you can do also some comments. Okay, we will continue with the walk part, track to the left, transition at G before C, collected walk, turn to the left, and a half pirouette in walk. Half pirouette to the left. And then you look also to the walk in between the pirouettes. Then number 12 is the pirouette to the right. Look at the clarity of the walk. And then again, the collected walk. And then you give a separate mark for the collected walk. Now you go into extended walk on the diagonal MRX V extended walk. Then the transition back to collected walk. Then we have VK collected walk and the transition into canter. Good. Now we look at the collected canter in the short side. And now you can stop the video, Lena. Thank you. So now you have time to fill in till 15. Exercise 11 till exercise 15. Okay, I think everybody did the walk pirouettes, the collected walk, the extended walk, and the transition into canter. Then we continue with exercise number 16. That's the half pass to the left. It starts now, followed by a flying change at X. It's number 16. Now a half pass to the right after the flying change, followed by a flying change again. That's number 17. Now we go to 18, exercise 18. It's the half pirouette to the left between H and X. Good, the counter canter in the corner, followed by a flying change at C. Then we go to exercise 20. Again, a pirouette to the right between M and X. That was difficult to see because it's almost slow motion. Can we go a bit back, Lena? Maybe the Wi-Fi is sticky because that was almost slow motion, so then it's difficult to see. Yeah, you go to the canter pirouette again, exercise 20. Good. Counter canter and flying change, that's number 21. And then we will stop. Yeah. We will stop. Yeah. So now you can fill in the marks from exercise 16 till 21. You have some time for that. Okay, so now you finish 16 to 21. Then we continue with exercise number 22, the 5 flying changes every 4 strides on the diagonal. 2, 3, 4. Continued by 5 flying changes on the diagonal every 3rd stride. 2, 2, 3, 2. Now we go to the extended canter on the diagonal. And a separate mark for the transition into collected canter again and the flying change. Good. Down to the center line and do a halt at C. Good. Then you can stop the video. Maybe there's one, maybe it can be answered by mail or app. There's someone, Ira from Finland says can't find the address for the sheets. So maybe it can be answered online.
In the chat, yeah.
In the chat. Well, now you don't give a mark for general impression. So if you look into your score sheets in the protocols, you see that there are 4 collective marks. The first one is paces. It's about the rhythm and the suppleness. Then you see impulsion. Then you see submission and rider's position. So please give 1 mark for the freedom and rhythm of the paces. Then you give 1 mark for impulsion, the desire to move forward, the elasticity of the steps, the suppleness of the back, and the engagement of the hindquarters. So your general impression, not just in 1 mark, but split it out in 4 marks. So then we can see if you have a feeling about higher marks for the paces and lower marks for impulsion or the other way around. So only look to the freedom and the rhythm of the paces, then to the impulsion, and you also see the elasticity and the suppleness. Then you go to exercise 29 for submission. It's about attention and confidence of the horse, the harmony, the lightness and ease of the movements, acceptance of the bridle, and the lightness of the forehand. And then at the end, you will have the seat from the rider and the effectiveness of the ace. You give 4 marks for the test. That's a good question from Ellerin Koers. Maybe I pronounced it not correct. She said, in collective marks, can you give also marks like 6.8, etc.? No, you can only give decimals in the children tests and in the, if you do freestyle to music. All other classical tests, you can only give whole marks and half marks. So 0.5 is correct, 6.0 is correct, but you cannot give 0.8, so only 0.0 and 0.5. Sanya has problems with the internet, so she's watching on the phone. That's okay, no worries about that. And now Ira from Finland says, thanks, got it, but then the competition. We were busy with, you have to scroll down to the bottom of unit 5, and then you can find the 3 tests, and we did start with writer number 1. So I'll give you some more time to fill in the collective marks. So split your impression of the whole test out in the 4 collective marks instead of 1 for the general impression. We will do the same the coming week if you do the assessment on your own. So then you can practice it tonight. And I will explain also later. Okay, now I hope everyone is ready. Then let's go back to the when we walk through the test. So we go to exercise number 1. We go back to entering collected canter, the halt, the salute, and proceed in collected trot from X to C. Let's see it again.
Would you like to start with the video again or the marks first?
First the video, please, and then we can see the marks. So look at the video first, the halt. Yeah, now you can stop it. We did it different the last time. Maybe it's better to show the marks first. We will do it with the second exercise. Let's see what the marks are, because then we can see if we need to discuss a lot, if we have a big difference or not, or we are all quite close together. You go to the halt. Quite good. Everyone is between 6, 5, and 8. 3 out of 90 are a bit higher and lower. I can explain. I did give a 7. Most of you gave 7 and 7.5. Some of you were a bit higher and lower. And maybe we can look back. I didn't give the 8 because the transition into halt was quite nice, but I did write down on the protocol the move off. So the first trot steps should be more direct. We don't want them. The transition from canter to halt is quite nice, but then after the halt, you want tung, tung, immediately correct and active trot steps. Look, the move off, the start of the trot step is not totally nice. It's a bit hesitating. So now it's getting the rhythm. So that's why I went to 7. So now we go to exercise number 2. You can stop the video. Let's see the marks first. Medium trot.
I will get there.
Very good. Not a big difference. So most of you have a 7. Some of you have 6.5 or 7.5. So quite close. So well done. I had 6.5. I want to see more overtracking. So I want to see that the hind legs are getting more over the footprint of the hind legs. And I'm a bit lower because the hind legs are a bit wide behind. We can see that. From this position, it's difficult to see the overtracking. If you are experienced, you can see that there can be a bit more overtrack. The horse is a bit wide behind. Normally, it's a matter of strength. If the horses are getting stronger, they are more close behind. So that's a 6-5. Let's see to the shoulder in left. The trot at the short side is quite correct.
There seem to be too many people. Okay.
We have the same as last time, I think, 88.
Ah, there we go.
It's good. 6-5, some had 6, some 7, so really close together. Some of you are a bit higher and lower. I had 6, some of you are a bit higher. Let's see the shoulder in, and I had 6. My command on the protocol was slightly tilted. That means that the horse goes like this with his head, so then he's not totally equal on the bit on both reins. And I would like to see a bit more bending. So have a look in the shoulder in. The horse started well, and now you can see that the bending is not, he's tilted with the mouth a bit to the outside, so he's not equal on both reins. We can stop the video. So that's why I give 6, more equal on both reins, tilted, slightly tilted and more bent. So now we go to the vault to the left. Let's see the marks. Exercise number 4. Really good. So most of you have, oh, I cannot see the bottom of the screen. The 35 are 7s or not? Can you see, Lena? Because I...
Oh, it's a 7. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, good. It's a 7. And some of you have 6-5. So most have 6-5 or 7. I had 6-5 for that Volta. And the remarks on my protocol were softer contact and again slightly tilted. Let's have a look. So again, not totally straight on both reins. So the same problem a bit that we had in the shoulder in. Again, you can see he is slightly tilted coming out of the Volta, and the contact can be a bit softer. So that's why 7. Oh, sorry, 6-5. Now we go to the marks of exercise number 5, half pass to the left. Then we have a look later on the video. So most of you have 7 and 7-5. I have also 7. So that's quite correct what you were doing really well. I'm happy with that. I had 7, and the other remark was engage more. So I want to see a bit more collection, that the hind legs are getting a bit more under. Let's have a look at that half pass exercise. Good. Again, the hind legs are sometimes a bit out, but still a 7. But for a higher mark, I would see more engagement. We can stop the video. Then let's have a look at the extended trot. So 7, 7, 5. Some of you have 8. So really high marks. I think if you look at the front legs, it's really nice. We'll have a look later, but please have a look at also at the marks of the transition so we can see it in one time at the video, Elena. So high marks, 7 to 7.5. No, please let me, it's okay. I wanted to see the marks for the transitions also. Maybe we can see it first, then we can have a look at the video at both.
Sure.
Yeah. Transitions. Most of you have 7, everyone around 7. So really well done. I also had 7. I had for both 7s. So the front legs are really nice and the shoulder freedom in the extended trot. I would like to see more energy from behind. The shoulder freedom is nice, but I want more energy from behind, and in the transition, a bit more collection back in the collected trot at the end of the diagonal. So let's have a look at both the extended trot and the transitions in the video. So the transition is fluent, impressive front leg, good shoulder freedom. Hocks are still a bit out. I would like to see a bit more energy from behind. And the transition back can be a bit more clear. Okay. Then we go to the shoulder in right. Let's see the exercise number 8.
I went too far, sorry.
Oh, no worries. So exercise number 8. Shoulder in right. I don't see the bottom of the screen. The 33 are 7s.
Yeah, 7s and 7.5 are 21.
Yeah. Okay. That's the shoulder in 6, the 7s and 7.5. I'm a bit lower, so let's have a look in that shoulder in. The shoulder in itself, the trot is okay, the bending is okay. Maybe you can have a bit more bending, but especially the contact could be more steady. So you're a bit nicer, you're a bit more friendly than I am. Now you can see contact is a bit, the mouth is a bit messy. The head is moving, so I would like to see more steady contact. That's why I have a 6.5. The Volta, let's see for the marks. Let's see the marks of the Volta and the half passes, then we can see both in the video. First we see the Volta. Most of you have 6, 5, and 7. I have 7, so you're totally right there. And then let's see the half pass, exercise number 10. Good, most of you have 6, 5. Some of you have 6, others have, few have 7s. So most of you have 6 or 6, 5. So the Volta I had 7 and the half pass 6, 5. Especially the half pass I wrote down on the protocol losing positioning. So it means that the position of the head and neck doesn't stay uphill and doesn't stay the same, and softer contact. So losing positioning and softer contact. The Volta, we were all quite close. Everyone was near around the 7, quite correct. The contact is steady. Now we see the half pass, and now you can see he's tilted again. Not so nice contact, so losing the position of the head, so 6, 5, so you all went correct. Let's have a stop a bit, Lena. Now we can go to the mark where the last time when we saw the St. George, the most differences we had with one flying change, and the most differences we had with the walk pirouette. So with both walk pirouettes, you really have to look if the rhythm stays clear in the pirouette. And then you give, after both pirouette, one to the left, one to the right, you give a separate mark for the walk, for the quality of the collected walk, before, in between, and after the walk pirouette. So that's a separate mark. But you also have to look if the walk stays clear in the pirouette or not. So let's see for the first, let's see the marks. It was, the 30 is which mark, Lena? I cannot see the bottom of the screen. It's not in the screen. The 30%. 6.5. So some of you have, the majority has 6. Some of you have 6.5. Others have 7. So again, quite close, around 6.5. I had only 6. So, and I said more clear in rhythm and more active. Let's have a look at that half pirouette. Good. Look at the activity. Now you look if you see that the hind legs, the V, the hind legs are pushing away the front leg in the walk pirouette. Now the walk pirouette starts. Look. And now it can be more clear. Now you can see, can you stop it again? Can you stop it? If you see really good that you don't have the V anymore. You want that the hind leg almost is pushing away the front leg before the front leg lifts. You have that famous V in a clear walk. Now you can see that sometimes the front leg is already away before the hind leg is touching. And then you see a bit this, then it's lateral. Let's have a look. It's not totally lateral, but it's losing a bit of the rhythm. Let's see. Now it's still okay. And now you can see, especially the last 2 steps, that the horse is not a rhythm. So that's why I gave 6. Can you stop the video for a second? So more active and more clear rhythm. And when we had the first session with Katrina, she clearly explained the training scale. The fundament of the training scale is rhythm. So if the rhythm is not correct, you have to take that into account. Now, he's not really lateral, but it's not good enough for a high mark. So for me, I can agree with 6.5. We're not discussing about half a mark, but a 7 for me is too high. So it can be 6 or 6.5. I had 6. And we go to the second half pirouette. So here we have a bigger spread. So here we have a big difference. So let's have a look. This is interesting because if we don't agree on the mark, then we see different things. So we really have to look at it. We see from 6.5, most of you, to 6, to higher marks, but also to 5s. And I had 5. So really have a look at this walk pirouette. Look at the V. The hind leg is pushing away, is almost touching the front leg, and then you can see if it's clear. So look at the famous V. Look at this one again. Walk pirouette. This was the first one. This is the second one. Maybe we can go back a bit, yeah. Yeah. This is okay, this is okay. We can see the first one first and we can have a look on it. Now it's totally clear. Look, right, left is touching the front leg, right is touching, left is touching. So right leg is almost touching the front leg before it lifts. Now it's totally still okay. Now you can see it's losing the correct rhythm. Not totally lateral, so I give still a 6. Now we can see the second one. Look. And now it's losing, and almost not active again in the hind legs. So we can have a look again, because the lack of activity and not clear in rhythm, I gave 5. So let's have a look. You really have to look, and you have to look really good to the rhythm of the legs in the walk pirouette. So please have a look again. Now it's still okay, and now it's losing rhythm. Now it's even worse, and then almost the hind legs are not stepping anymore. So then you also go down. It was still, can you stop, please, Lena? And then you can, if it's not clear, you go down. When it's not active, one step, you can go a bit down, like 4 or 5. When it's really stuck behind several steps, it's not moving the inside hind leg. Then when it's stuck behind, you go to a 4. But now it was still active, it was still moving, not active enough. So then you can go down because it's not active and not clear. Then we go back to the first walk pirouette. And now we have a look we can have a look in the collected walk, that exercise number 13. And then we have a look at the walk again, between the pirouettes and just before, because that's where we give the mark. What's the 26 and the 19? 7, all 6, 6, 5, 7. Most of you have 7. I had 6, 5, because in between the walk pirouettes and before and after the collected walk is quite clear. But for a 7, I would like to see a bit more activity. It was more active. But I can agree with the 7. 6 is a bit low, but lower than 6 and higher than 7, it's not okay. So let's have a look at both walk pirouettes again, because here we did differ a lot. You can school your eye, and then we can give marks and see how the walk is between and after and before the pirouettes, because that's a separate mark, separate exercise. Now it's totally clear. Bit slow, not really active. Now we can see that it's active, but not really clear. Now it's totally clear again, but also a bit slow. Now we can see it's losing rhythm. But then the hind legs are almost standing still, not totally, but you want to see more active. And now it's active again and in rhythm. So you can give 6, 5 to 7. Higher it's too high, lower it's too low. Yeah. Then we go to the extended walk. Let's see for the marks. Difficult from this position, but still you can have a feeling. Good. Most of you have 7, some 6, 5, and some 8s even. No, 7, 5. Sorry. I had 7. It's quite correct. It's in rhythm. It's okay-ish active, but I would like to see a bit more swing, a bit more supple through the top line. Let's have a look. I had 7 for this one. Rhythm is correct. It's relaxed. So quite a correct walk. So 7 to 7, 5, not lower, not higher. I gave 7 because I want to see a bit more swing through the top line. Then we go to the marks of the transition into canter. And then you have to take into account the quality of the collected walk before you go to before you do the transition into canter. Exercise 15. Oh, quite well done, all of you. 6, 5, 7, 7, 5, most of you. So let's have a look. I had also 7, so you're all quite clear. The transition could be a bit more fluent. You see, there was one almost half step. It could have been a bit more impulsion. Then we go to the half pass. Let's see the marks. And then we also see the marks of the second half pass. And we can go a bit quicker. So 16 and 17. 16 is 32 is 7. Yeah, it's 7. So all of you have 6, 5, 7 or 7, 5. I had also 7, quite a correct flying change. My remarks were a bit more bending and more uphill. Let's see to the other half pass. Exercise 17. You also have 7s, a bit higher, a bit lower. You are really good. I had also 7. The only remark I had was a bit of a high croup. So the high croup in the flying change. So let's have a look at both flying changes. So both are 7, but for different reasons. First one, I said more bend and a bit more uphill. Let's have a look. The bending again, he can be a bit more equal on both rein. He's dropping the pole a bit, especially before and in the flying change. He can be a bit more uphill. This is correct again. Then let's see the flying change, and the croup is a bit high. Yeah. So the hind legs can be, you can stop. Yeah, the hind legs can be a bit more under. If the hind is a bit more under, the horse is a bit more sitting, and then he's a bit more uphill in front. But still, the flying change was in once, and the half pass was quite correct. So we had 7s. Then we go to the pirouette in the canter. That's exercise number 18. And then again, we also have a look at the counter canter and the flying change of leg. So this is, can you point it again, please? Yeah. So 7 and 6, 5. So you're all quite close. I had for the first pirouette 6, 5. And my remark was needs to take more weight behind. Then let's see to the counter canter and the flying change of leg. The mouse is not reacting. Now it is. So most of you have 7s, some 7, 5 and 6, 5. I had 7. My remark was a bit more collection and a bit more jump, but still correct. Let's see to the pirouette, the counter canter and the flying change. Let's have a look at the video. So you see the preparation. Normally the riders are going to collect the horse around 3 strides before the pirouette. Let's see the pirouette. Quite correct, but the horse can still take a bit more weight, a bit more sitting. Counter canter, slowing down a bit, can have a bit more jump, a bit more collection, but correct. So 7. So we stop the video and then we can have a look at the marks for the second pirouette, and again the counter canter and flying change. So most of you have 6, 5. Some a bit higher and lower. So again, good. And then the counter canter and the flying change. Number 19. No, sorry, number 21. Most of you have 6, 7, 6, 5, 7 or 7, 5. I had in the canter pirouette more jump, and in the counter canter and the flying change, high behind and straighter in change. So let's have a look. So this was the first one. Now we have a look at the second one. She's collecting. That's correct. You can see the preparation. And now the horse is slowing down. He loses the jump. So keep more jump. That's a 6, 5. And then here, now he stays a bit high behind in the flying change, and he's not totally straight. So you can stop the video. So that's why it's not a 7. You want him then that he is more uphill in the flying change, and you want him a bit more straight. It depends totally where you see, but you always have to give the marks from the position where you sit. Maybe the judges at E and B at the long side cannot see that the horse is not totally straight, so they have higher marks for good reasons from the position where you are. So now we go to the 5 flying changes every stride, a series on the diagonal. Most of you have 7s. Some of you are a bit higher, and some of you are 6, 5. I also had 6, 5, so you're all quite close and around my score. I had the remark high behind, especially to the left. So let's have a look. High behind, especially in the changes to the left. You see, now he's not totally stepping under. Yeah, the horse is always not really stepping under with the hind leg in the flying changes, better to the right. But quite straight, no mistake, so still a 6, 5. Then we go to the other one, the 5 flying change every third stride, so everyone is 6, 5 or 7. Quite okay and very close to each other, so that's good. My mark was 6, 5, and I had more straight, the croup again, croup high, and more uphill. So let's have a look. But we will see it from the front. But still you can see it. Croup stays a bit high, you can be a bit more straight and a bit more uphill. So I had 6.5, most of you had 6.5 to 7, so really good. Then we go to the marks of the extended canter and the flying change after. Yeah, so most of you have 8, 7.5 and 7. So most of you have around 7.5. The average is 7.5. I also had 7.5. And my remark was nice effort. And that's also what you did. You had a nice effort. Then let's go to the flying change. Most of you have 7. And a bit lower, a bit higher. I again said more uphill and be straighter. So let's have a look on both exercises. Good, really nice. Croup still a bit high, but really good ground cover. Again, croup a bit high in the flying change and diving a bit, you can be more uphill. Now we have a look. Let the video run. That's okay for me. Now we saw something. Let's have a look in the marks. If you all saw the same what I did in the halt, last halt. So 6, 6, 5, and 7. I had only 6. So the ones who have 7 and 7.5 are a bit high because it's a not progressive transition. And we want from canter to halt. And we don't want trot or walk steps. And have a look in the transition. It has to be canter halt. And let's see what happens before the halt. Now she's collecting, nice uphill. Can we see it again? It was a bit sticky. Can you slow down? Can you go back a bit? Yeah. Good. Good. You see 2, 3 trot steps, 3 trot steps before the halt, also a bit against the bit, so not higher than a 6. Yeah. Then let's see what you have for the collective marks. We have more participants even. We have 92 at the moment, so that's really good. I'm happy with that. Let's go to the paces. I cannot see the bottom, so it's 6.5, 7 and 7.5, 6.5. Most of you have 7 for the rhythm and the freedom of the paces. I also had 7. It's a regular trot and canter. The walk can be more active. That was my remark. So regular trot and canter, also 7. Walk can be more active. Then we go to impulsion. Let's have a look. So most of you have 7 and a bit lower and higher. I also had 7, so you're really good with that. My remark was improve collection and at times a high croup. Because here in impulsion, if you read the whole definition, it's desire to move forward, the elasticity of the step, the suppleness of the back, and engagement of the hindquarters. So it's also about collection. So that's why I give not higher than a 7, improve collection, and at times, sometimes a high. So that's why it's not higher than a 7. Let's go to submission. So it's about the harmony, the lightness, the attention and confidence, acceptance of the bridle. So 6.5 to 7. I had 6.5, and my remark was horse can be softer through the pole at times. We also saw sometimes a bit of a not so steady contact, the rider's position and seat, and the effectiveness of the aids. Let's have a look. Most of you have 7. 38 is 7, Elena? 7. Yep. I had 6.5. My remark was correct seat, keep clear rhythm in walk pirouettes. Horse can be more equal in both reins in lateral work. And And that was because of the effectiveness of the rider. You remember the half passes both in canter and in trot, but mostly in trot and the shoulder ins. He was sometimes a bit tilting with the head. Contact was not so through the ball. So that's why I was not higher. But 7 for me is okay. 7.5 is a bit too high. So 6 to 7.5, 6.5 to 7 is totally okay. Are there any questions now? Because otherwise we use our time and we continue with rider number 2. I see no questions. I can give you, maybe you want to see, you can see your own score. My score was 66.4 for this rider. Yeah? 66.4. So now we go to rider number 2. And let's try a bit quicker at the moment. Good. So we do 5 exercises where you do your marks. This is the entrance and halt. First exercise. Back to the right. Medium trot. Position back to collectors. This exercise number 2. And the short side with the collector trot. Shoulder in left, exercise number 3. Volte, exercise number 4. And the half pass. Good, and now we stop the video. And now you can have time to fill in the marks for exercise number 1 to 5. Good, let's continue with exercise number 6, the extended trot on the diagonal. And then a separate mark for the transition into extended trot and going back. And the collected trot at the short side. Good, exercise number 8, shoulder in right. Exercise number 9, volte right of 8 meters. And the half pass. Exercise number 10. Good, and now we stop the video. So please go ahead with exercise 6 to 10 with your marks. Good. We will continue with exercise number 11. So please have a close eye on this one. Collected walk and the pirouette to the left in collected walk. The second pirouette. And the collected walk, Exercise number 13. The extended walk on the diagonal. And then after the extended walk, you look at the collected walk, quality of the collected walk, and the transition into canter. Good, transition into canter. And the short side. And now we stop the video. Good. So exercise number 11 till 15. Good. We continue. Now we have the half pass to the left, followed with a flying change at the end, followed with a half pass to the right, with again a flying change. Good. The pirouette is coming. Exercise number 17. Sorry, 18. Counter canter after and the flying change. Again, a pirouette is coming. With the counter canter and the flying change. And now we stop the video. Good. Now you have time for exercise 16 till 21. Sanja asked questions about the pirouette, but we will have a look at it later. We will explain and show it back. Of the pirouettes in walk, she asked questions, Sanja, but we will talk later about it. So take your time for 16 till 21. Good. Now we continue with the exercise number 22. 5 flying changes every 4th stride. 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 5. And again, flying changes, 5 flying changes every 3rd stride. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3. Good, extended canter. And the transition back to collection and the flying change. Good. And the turn at A and the transition to halt. Good. And then after you made the exercise till 26, then please also go ahead with the collective marks. So give a mark for the paces, the impulsion, the submission, harmony, and the seat and the effect of the aids, please. Take your time. Thank you. I think you all are done. So let's go to the marks of all of you. We go to exercise number 1, the entrance and the halts. Rider number 2, yeah. Maybe first we can see the marks, Lena. Exercise number 1 and exercise 2 also again. So then we can keep the video running. The halt, 5, 6, 6, 5, no 6. So 5, 5, 5, 6, and 6, 5, most of you. So 6, 5 is a bit high. I had problems in move off, so we can have a look after. So also the start after the halt, transition into halt was quite okay, but then the move off was not so nice. So I had a 5, and then we have a look at the medium trot. 7s, 6, 5, and 7, 5. I agree more with the 7, 5 than with the 7. So here you are a bit careful because it was a really nice medium trot, elastic and cadence. So I give an 8 for this trot. So 5 for the halt, especially because of the first steps after the halt, and then an 8 for the medium trot. Let's see the 2 exercises on video. This is nice, good canter, correct transition into halt. Now she has a bit of a problem. So he was cantering 2 steps before he went to trot. So problems in the move off. Then we have the medium trot. I gave 5 for that halt. Very nice. Big steps. You really can see the big steps. He's elastic and cadence. Also in that short side. So I give 8 for the medium trot. Then we can stop the video. Then we can go to the shoulder in. Let's see all 3 marks. Shoulder in first. Exercise number 3. Shoulder in. So most of you have 6, 5 to 7. That's correct. I had 7. Keep a steadier head so the contact can be more steady. Then we go to the volte. Let's see. Exercise number 4. So 6, 5 to 7, most of you. I had only 6 because I like to see more collection in the volte, but also the mouth is open. That's why I went down. When we talk about harmony and we see the mouth open, you go down. Then we see the half pass to the left. Most of you have 7 or a bit higher, a bit lower. That's well done. I also have 7, but again, the remark, more steady contact. I have a look at the shoulder in, the volte left, followed by the half pass. So the contact can be more steady. You see the connection with the bit is a bit unsteady. Now the Volta. And at the end, the mouth is a bit open. So that's why I went down. And a 7 for the half pass, quite correct, but also again, more steady contact. Stop the video, please. My score for hard was not on the sheet. Mine was 4-5, says Barbara. That's okay. I give 5. It's better to give with the problems in the move of a 4 than a 6. So you have to go down. I give 5, 4, 5 was totally is also correct. Then we go to the extended trot, change rein, exercise number 6. So the 30 are 7s and 7-5s. I also had 7-5. It was really nice. And then we also see the marks for the transitions. I also had 7-5, and my remark was a little hurried, it's a bit quick. And the transitions, most of you have 7s or a bit higher and lower. I also had 7 with the remark more collection by F. Let's have a look at both exercise, extended trot on the diagonal, and the transitions. So it's nice, good shoulder freedom, good ground cover, but a bit hurried. And now the transition back can be a bit more defined. She goes a bit through. I want to see more collection. So 7, and then we go to the marks of the shoulder in. Good, most of you have 7 to 7-5. And then we go to the Volta. I also have 7 with the remark, be steadier in the connection. Then we go to the Volta, right? Most of you have 6, 5 to 7. I also had 7 with the remark, more collection and more uphill. And then we go to the half pass. Exercise number 10. Most of you have 6, 5 to 7. I also had 7 with the remark, more collection. Thomas said the quality of the video isn't always good. That's correct. Videos are sometimes a bit sticky, and then it's like you almost see some parts in slow motion. I totally agree with you, but I think that's the Wi-Fi connection that we cannot really help. So sometimes if your mark is going up and down because of that, yeah, that's just a shame, but we cannot do anything about Wi-Fi or 4G or whatever in.
You can always rewatch it afterwards on Equestrian Hub to double check if you like.
Yeah.
The quality might be better there if it's not.
Yeah, you can be double check, and also the whole seminar is recorded. So you can also see at the YouTube videos of European Equestrian Federation, you can watch the whole session back. So half past right is 6, 5 to 7. I also had 7 more collection. Let's have a look to exercise 8 till 10. Shoulder in. 7, be steadier in the connection. The head is a bit unsteady for higher mark, but nice bending and good elastic trot. Hold to right, more collection, a bit more uphill. The pole is a bit down. And again, here, more collection. Is a bit hurried. You want a bit more collected trot with more engagement. Stop the video, please. Then we go to the exercises. Let's have a look. Can you point out?
So 29 have a 4.
4.
12 have a 5.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah. I had a 5. I was quite mild because of the spook, but I can agree more with the 4 than with the 6. Let's have a look at that. Oh no, we can have a look at all of them, because there was an unfortunate spook, and we want to see more collection, more uphill tendency. Then we have the second half pirouette. That's 6 to 6-5. I had a 6 more collection, more uphill, and smaller was my remark. And then we go to the collected walk, also that remark. Most of you have 6, 6, 5, but also some of you have 5 or 7. So there we have a bit of a difference. And it's good where you put it, because there was a spook, and you can put that spook in the walk pirouette. You can also put spook in collected walk. So if you have now, go back to collected walk, please, Lena, number 13. Because if you were low with the first walk pirouette, I can imagine that you are higher in the collected walk. If you are high in the walk pirouette, then you punish it in the collected walk. So you have to put it somewhere, and it was kind of before the pirouette, and it influenced the pirouette, but then you have to go low with the mark. And then the riders will understand where you did put it, but you have to put it somewhere. For me, it was a bit between the pirouettes, so I went down with the mark for collected walk. But if you put it in the pirouette, then you can go a bit higher with the collected walk. Let's go to all the 2 pirouettes and the collected walk. So let's see where the spook starts. You see, it's before the pirouette. So I did put it down in the pirouette. It was a spook before the pirouette. Now she does the pirouette. The pirouette is not so nice, so I still gave a 5. More collection, more uphill for the pirouette. Then we go to the second pirouette. The rhythm is quite clear, but it has to be smaller with more collection and more uphill. And now you can give a higher mark if you didn't punish. Can you stop the video, please? If you didn't punish in the pirouette, but if you didn't punish in the pirouette, then you have to go down in the collected walk. Let's see the 2 pirouettes and the collected walk again. So I was lower. The walk rhythm is not so bad. Let's see. You see, now is the spook. It's before the pirouette. So then you have to put it down in the collected walk. Now it's the pirouette. Yeah. And the pirouette needs to be more collected and more uphill. Now it's the spook. So you put it in the collected walk. Now it's the pirouette. It was before the pirouette. So you need more collection. It needs to be more uphill. But the rhythm is correct. I give a 5. Then you see the second pirouette. A 6, correct in rhythm, but more collection, more uphill and smaller. And then you punish the spook in the tension and spooked for some steps. You can stop the video, so you can say tension, or you say spooky for some steps, and then you go down with the collected walk. I did give a 5 because it was a bit of spook. It was not in the whole collected walk. So you punish the tension, but the rhythm was quite okay. Then we go to the extended walk. Most of you have 7 or 5. And then we also have a look in the marks for the transition in collected walk and transition into canter after, because then we can see it in the video. Transition 6, 5 to 7. I had the extended walk as 7 with the remark more stretching to the bit. And the collected walk also a 7, but with the remark a bit tight in the neck. And oh, so sorry, don't go because there are questions. Let's have a look at the questions. The question from Margot Zata is answered. For us, the arena is not so clear. We don't see the whole arena. So we may punish the first pirouette. Yeah, that's correct. If you don't see it, then you can put it. But you have to put the spookiness, the tension somewhere. So if you punish it in the first pirouette, then you are a bit milder in the collected walk. If you didn't punish it in the first walk pirouette, then you can be higher with the collected walk. So it has to be, you have to put it somewhere, and then you can have differences with other judges, but then the riders will know that you did punish it in either way in the walk pirouette or the other way in the collected walk. So let's continue with the marks for, we had the marks for extended walk and the transition, we already had it. Let's see the videos. The walk in itself over the ground is quite nice, but then I like to see the neck a bit lower. He can stretch more to the bit. That's why I'm not higher than a 7. Transition into, there is a bit tight in the back and in the neck before the transition. And this is quite okay, so 7. Let's stop the video. And we go to both. There's one question of Eller in course, how high can you go in collected walk? Well, you can go to a 10, but it doesn't often happen. But if you really have a good collected walk and that stays in rhythm, you can go high, but it also has to show collection. And many riders, they don't dare to collect enough because many horses are losing the correct rhythm. So if you have a really good collected walk, you can have 8 or 8.5. When it's really good, when it's really collect and supple over the back and the correct rhythm, you can give a 9 or a 10. But in real life, it doesn't happen that often. So it's not a exercise where we often have really high marks because it's really difficult to collect at the degree that you want, and you also keep the clear rhythm. So I hope that gives the answer. No questions anymore. Flying change and the half pass 16 and 17 is 6, 5, and 7. And then 17, let's have a look at 17. The half passes, so most of you have 6.5. I had also both half passes 6.5 for different reasons, but the first one was more collection, more bend, and the mouth a bit open, and the second one more collection and more balance. Let's have a look at both half passes. So here you want more collection, but also the mouth is open. Now you see it again, mouth is open, has quite a lot of curve. And more collection, more bend, and again, more collection and more balance. Especially when you can stop the video, especially in the second half pass, he's not steady with the contact. You want more balance and a more steady uphill contact. Then we go to the cant pirouettes. And then, let's see to the marks. It's 5. Some have 4, some are higher. I have 4. And we also look at the, I said together behind, so both hind legs are not jumping in the rhythm, jumping together. That's not what you want. And he changed the canter, but it's difficult to see. You need quite an experienced eye. He was jumping with both hind legs together, and then he changed the left canter to the right one stride, and then he goes back. Then you really have to go low. Counter canter and flying change. I had 7. Most of you had 6. That's quite good. Let's have a look what are the marks again for 18, Lena. Because not everyone was low. Let's have a look. Difficult to see. Both hind legs together, both hind legs, and then he changed it in between. Let's see the counter canter and the flying change. Good, that's a 7. Let's see, let's go again. Let's go again. Because it goes quick. Look at the hind legs, focus on the hind legs. Together, and now he jumps, and it goes back. One step, it changes. Just after the, let's do it once again. Just after when he jumps with 2 hind legs together, he changes and then he goes back. He changes for 1 stride only. Really have a good look. There. And now it's going back. Yeah. So 2 hind legs together and changed. Okay, and then the flying change is 7, and the counter is quite correct. We stop the video and then we have a look at the second pirouette and the counter canter, number 20 and 21. The pirouettes 5, 5, 5, and 6. I also had 5, and my remark was too big, more control and more balance. So quite a lot of remarks. And the counter canter are mostly 6 5s. I had still 7, and more collection, more uphill. Let's have a look for the pirouette and the counter canter. Now you see that it's too big. You want more control and more balance. You see? Now it's really too big. If you see where it starts and where it ends, so that's a 5. More collection, more uphill. Quite okay. 7. She only cuts the corner there. So that I can imagine if you saw that, then you go a bit lower. Then we go to the flying changes. Every 4th stride, we have the 32 is, sorry, I couldn't see the 32. So 22 and 23. Let's have a look again because I couldn't see the bottom. That's 6 and 6, 5, and 7. I had 5, 5, so I am lower. Let's have a look later because the last change was together behind. And then we go to the second 4 tempies, or the 3 tempies, sorry, every 3rd stride. So we have a 4 and a 5, most of you, and then a bit, some of you are higher. I am lower here. I had 5, 5 for the first series, last change together behind, so not really through in the change. I have a 4 for the second series because she was losing the collection at the end. She couldn't finish the last stride, not at all. It takes so many steps. So let's see. Look at the last flying change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now it's difficult because it's a bit behind the plant. So if you didn't see it, then it's okay. Because otherwise you have to go lower. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. And then it takes so many steps, around 7 strides before the last one is coming. She's losing the collection there. But then you go to 4. Let's continue the marks for extended canter and the flying change and the halt. We can see all 3 of them. Extended canter is, most of you are 7, 7, 5 or a bit lower. I have also 7, more uphill and a bit more connection. And then the flying change, number 25. And the transition into canter. We have 6, 5, and 7. I have 6, 5, because I like to see a bit more collection in the transition before the flying change. And then the halt, let's have a look, because then we can discuss it all 3. 6, 5, 2, 7. I have 7, can be a bit more balanced and a bit early halt. So let's have a look at the extended canter. It covers ground, bigger steps, but it gets a bit long. Now you want a bit more collection there before the flying change. Flying change is a bit early, so 7 and 6, 5. And then you can a bit more balance in the last step, and the halt is a bit early. Good. So I gave 7. Now let's have a look to the collective marks. Good. So we go to the paces. Most of you have 7. I had 6, 5. Regular trot and walk, but the regular trot and canter, the walk can be more active. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I'll do something wrong. 7, yeah. And then let's have a look. There we have 6 and 7s. I had 6. Improved collection at times high crew. Yeah. And then to submission. That's totally okay. 6 to 6.5. I also had 6. Horse can be soft through the ball, and we had some tension and mistakes, of course. And then let's see to the seat of the rider and the effect of the eights. Most of you had 6.5. I also had 6.5. So that's well done of you. Sanya asked for collective mark. Is it okay to write that they have potential but not prepared for that level to stay nice? Well, you have to give a mark for the basis, for the freedom and the regularity. If it's not collected enough, then you put it in impulsion, and you can still have a high mark for basis. So you really have to look where you put it. So not enough collection, you put it in impulsion, because it's also about engagement of the hindquarters. If the paces are not regular enough, you put it in paces. If you have contact problems or tension, you put it in submission. So you really have to look where you put it. Yeah. Then we go to the last test of the day. We go to rider number 3. Let's go a bit quick, because now we did practice this test already so many times. We can go a bit quicker. Good, the enters and halt. One side step. Then we go into trot. Medium trot. Good, and the collected trot at the short side. Shoulder in left, exercise number 3. Up faulter and a half pass. And now we stop the video. So please, you stop the video now, and now please give marks for the exercise 1 to 5. And I forgot to mention the last rider we had. The first we had was 66.4. The second one we had 62.6. So 66 and 62. Just I forgot to mention that. So please give marks for exercise 1 to 5. Good. We continue with the extended trot, exercise number 6. The transitions. And now we go to the shoulder in right. the volte. And the half pass. And now we stop the video. So please take your time for exercise 6 till exercise 10. So now we go to the collected walk and the first walk pirouette to the left. Difficult to see because the Wi-Fi is sticky. Better to watch and a mark for the collected walk.
Do you want me to show it again?
Maybe it's better, yeah. Let's go back to the first walk pirouette because it was like a slow motion. So let's see again the first walk pirouette, exercise 11. Now it's better. Collected walk. And then to the extended walk. Then we go to the collected walk. And the transition into canter. And now we stop the video. So now you can give marks for exercise number 11 till 15. Please go ahead. Good, let's go ahead with the half passes, 2 half passes, followed by flying change. And another one. Extended. Oh no, we go to the preparation to the pirouette. Number 18. Flying change. Second pirouette. Outer canter line change. And then we stop the video. Good, go ahead with your mark 16 till 21. Good, let's go ahead. But maybe you have to go back a bit, Lena. Then we go to the both series. First, 5 line changes every 4th stride, followed by 5 line changes every 2nd stride. Now she starts with the diagonal. Second series every 3rd stride. Eight, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Then we go to the extended canter. The transition back to collected canter and the flying change. And the last halt. Good, so you can give marks from exercise number 22 till 26 to the halt, and then please go also ahead with the 4 collective marks. So please give marks for paces, impulsion, submission / harmony, and rider's seat and effect of the ends. Please go ahead. So, I hope you're all finished. There's a question of Sanya, because of problem with the internet, may I say that the 3rd was the best? Thank you so much for scoring us. Yes, no doubt the 1st was the best. We will have a look into that. By far, the 1st one was the best. Maybe we go not totally through all the marks. Let's see where we have differences. So we have differences in the transition at 7, I see. We don't go to everything, but I see transitions after the, and then all the rest is quite okay. Transitions, and then let's go back. Transitions, exercise number 7, and then the half pirouettes, and then the rest go to the bottom. It's all quite okay. So we go a bit quicker, and then we I will stop at the, it's again the half pirouettes. Half pirouettes, let's see, go back. And the 3 tempi changes. But the tempi changes, the transition, the walk pirouettes, and the tempi changes. So otherwise, I will walk through, because you always can look back your own marks, compare it with my marks. You can have a look back always, and also on the YouTube video on the EEF. So let's have a look. So I only gave 6 for this one because he stepped sideways once. You want more balance into halt, and you want more square. So he has to be more square, more balance into halt. Transition was okay. It was just in the halt. Transition to trot is also okay. So still a 6, not a 5. Medium trot. Quite big steps, really nice. You can see the tail can be a bit more supple. Bit tight, so I want a little bit more suppleness for an 8, but still 7.5. Then we go to the shoulder in. Big trot steps, nice cadence, nice balance, but I would like to see the contact a bit steadier. You see, the horse is still a bit moving with the head. With the contact a bit steadier, he can go for an 8 or higher. Now it's 7.5. Volte. More forward, he's a bit slowing down a bit, and also with steadier contact, 7.5. Half pass needs a bit more bend, and the mouth is open. Maybe we can go back a bit. Sorry, Lena. So that's a 7, not higher, because if you look into the contact, now you can see it already in the still that the mouth is a bit open. So then you go a bit down. You want a soft contact, so the mouth is open, you go down a bit, so then it's not a 7.5 anymore. So it can be 6.5 to 7. Then extended trot. Quite nice, but not so much difference with medium trots. You can put down on the protocol more difference with medium trot, still 7.5. Otherwise, it could have been an 8. Transition 7.5, can collect a bit more at the end. Shoulder in, very nicely uphill. For me, it's an 8. Very nice. Shoulder in. Volte is nice, but the contact can again more steady. He's uphill and down a bit. So that's a 7. Half pass, nicely off the ground, but again, contact can be a bit more steady with the head. 7.5, not an 8. Then the contact should be steadier. And now we will have a look, because here we had differences. Walk is really good. Can maybe a bit more collected. It's big, and it collected is ask. One step not so okay in the rhythm, but he can be a bit more fluent and a bit more clear. So this is 6.5 to 7. The other one, he slows down a bit, can be more active, but it's small, but more active for a high mark, still a 7. And then if we go down to the, now stop the video a bit. So the first one is 6.5 to 7. We can stop the video, yeah. So 6.5 to 7, you can be a bit more active, one step more clear, and can all a bit more fluent. The collected walk in itself is quite nice, but can have more collection for a real high mark. And the second pirouette, it's a 7, but can be more active. He's one step not so clear, and a bit more fluent, so 6.5 to 7. This one can be 7, can be more active, but it's quite small. And then collected walk, not an 8, because then you want more collection. It's a bit too free for a high mark, but very clear. So 7 for the. Then we go to the extended walk. You can see it here already in the turn. Really big steps, good ground cover. And then he's also really stretching to the bit. You can say that you can see that the neck is lower. Even if you go, you see it from behind, he's really following the hand of the rider, stretching to the bit. So 8 for the extended walk, it's just a good walk. Here you want a bit more collection in the walk again. Correct transition, but for a high mark, you want more collection in the walk. So still a 7 to 7.5. for more collection in the walk. Half pass can be a bit more supple, a bit more jump. He's losing jump and rhythm a bit, so still a 7, not higher. Here again, quite correct, but then the contact is not so steady. 7. Now we go to the pirouettes. Good, he keeps weight, but he takes weight, but can have a bit more balance. So 7.5 for me for that pirouette. Counter, counter, flying change. Oh, can you stop the video a bit? Counter, counter, flying change is really uphill. It's a nice flying change. Ah, yeah, that's okay. The flying change is not totally straight, but really off the ground and really uphill. So I did give 8. But if you see the straightness, you can go a bit down, lack of straightness. So 7.5 to 8. Now we go to the second walk pirouette. Nice, but a little large at the end. So 7 for me. Counter canter, it's nice, good rhythm. And the flying change is really uphill. So 8 for the counter canter and the flying change. Let's see the series. It's totally correct, so can be a high mark, 8 or 8.5, also very expressive. Now the ones towards us. Very expressive, very uphill, very straight. So this can easily be 8.5. You can also give 9. Extended canter is good. I did give 8, but still with the remark, he can have more length in frame. But good ground cover. So 8. Little on the hand in the flying change, so 7.5. Transition into the halt. It can be more direct into halt. So you saw again 2 walk steps. So it's 6.5 to 7 or 1.5 walk step. You want him more direct into halt. Then let's see. This is a really good test. Let's see your collective marks. Maybe we can see them. The paces. So most of you have 7.5. Some have 8, some have 7. I had 8, high quality in the paces, elastic trot, good clear walk, powerful cancel. So you can easily give an 8 for the paces. Impulsion, let's have a look. Most of you 7.5, I have 8. It's energetic and supple. 7 is quite low, 7.5 to 8 is okay. Then we go to submission. Let's wait. So I give 8 for paces and 8 for impulsion. Submission, it's difficult to see, but I see a lot of 7.5s. Let's see if it works. A lot of 7.5, some 7, some 8s. Let's see, 7.5, 7 and 8s. No, a lower amount of 8s, and I agree with that. Although I give 8 for paces and 8 for impulsions, I only give 7.5 for submission. That's still a high mark because the horse is elastic and supple. But we wrote quite sometimes at the protocol that the contact can be more steady, and that you put in submission the contact. So I 8 for paces, 8 for submission, and then a bit lower, 7.5 for the submission because of the contact. And 8, most of you have 8 for the rider's position and seat. It was an harmonious presentation, harmonious test, and quite small, discrete 8s of the rider. So I also give 8. So most of you have 7.5 to 8. So this is quite really well done. And at the end, I compare again. The first rider had 66, the second rider had 62, and this rider, because this was really high class small tour test, St. George, this one had 74.3. So if you are 70 or higher, then it's quite well done. If you are lower than 70, then you are a bit too strict, because this is really high class. So that comes to an end. It's almost 8 o'clock, and then I will explain a bit more about how we will continue, how we would continue with the rest of the course. So I think, and a lot of you also told me real life or via Messenger or whatever, that they were happy with this course. It's easy because it's online. It doesn't have travel costs. That's also good. You can look it back. You can compare your marks and your comments with the ones of the course director. So that's really helpful. But now we come to a stage that we want to do an assessment with all of you, the ones who want to do it. And then we will invite the ones who are doing well with the assessment to a real live course at the real live event. And you will be informed about the real live event the coming 2 weeks. The real live event will be a CDI in Bulgaria. It will be 1 hour, it's 120 kilometers from Sofia. Theodore, correct me, because I don't know where to put, if it's Sofia or Sophia. How do you pronounce? Huh?
You will learn. You have time to learn.
How do, yeah, you know how to pronounce, tell me. Sofia. So you have to travel to Sofia, then you can travel by bus to, what's the place called again for the CDI?
Actually, the venue is in Plovdiv. Plovdiv is the second biggest city in Bulgaria. But on request, we can organize a transfer from the airport to the venue, from the hotel to the venue. There will be shuttle, but we will provide the details.
Yeah, we will provide the details later. But for the ones who do the assessment well and who like to be invited to the real live event, that will be on the 23rd till 25th of August. You will find, you will get the details later. Please look at your own results, your own marks and your own comments, and compare them the coming days with my comments and my remarks. You can also do it with the former courses we had online. You can have a look in the Black Horse environment, and you can look back at the YouTube movies of the European Equestrian Federation, the EEF. So please do it, because we want you to give a lot of learning value. And then please look back at videos of tonight. And then from next Saturday, you will have one more than a week. From this Saturday, 8th of June, till Sunday, 16th of June, you will have time to mark. You have to give marks and comments, remarks, for 5 small tour tests. So it's the test that we did today, 3 tests with the collective marks, 5 tests, and then we will assess all of you the same as it's be done during an FEI course. And during an FEI course, there's a protocol for it. You can differ sometimes 1 mark. If you differ 1.5 marks, it's too much. You cannot differ too much, because then you are crossing the limits. So we will look at your marks, how often you differ, and then also how the end result will be, and we will also take into account the ranking. So if you rank the 5 riders in the correct way from 1 to 5, and then we will assess you in the same way as it's done during FEI courses, and then the ones who are doing well will be invited for that real life course with real life horses and a test of some days, and also again an assessment with real life tests. And of course, I can imagine that some of you will be disappointed if you're not good enough to pass the assessment. And of course, it's disappointing, but I really hope that you, without many costs, you did it online, that you're still happy with the learning values of this online course, and then maybe you can try it another time. Then you have to school your eye or need more practice. But the ones who are doing well already after those 4 online evenings, they will be invited with pleasure to a real-life CDI with a real-life course. Where are we going to do the 5 small tests for the assessment is the question of Sophie. And are they going to be in a question hub? Yes. So please take the time to learn from this evening. You will have the same test as this evening, the same collective marks. It will be presented in eQuestion Hub from next Saturday, June 18, till Sunday, June 16th. Then we will close, and then we will inform you about results. The 5 tests that Katrina picked, she did pick really good tests. She wrote a lot of comments in every exercise and at the bottom and in the collective mark. So you can really have a learning value there. You can compare your own marks with the marks of Katrina and me. And the comments of Katrina, she did a really good job of 5 really good, clear tests. So you're not stressed in an evening that you have to do it on time. No, you can focus, you can do it in your own time, you can stop the video, write down the marks and comments, you can continue in your own time. So we don't create a stressful environment for you. We just want you to do it in a concentrated and focused way. And that's the way how you learn the most and how you can achieve the best results. Let's see if there are questions. The question of where we're going to do it, it's already answered. We will continue to educate ourselves, that Sanja said. Well, of course, if you're invited, you will be happy if you're not going through to the best ones. This is a start of a question career as an official, maybe. So we still are learning every day. So of course, then you will continue. How many are invited to the real practice? We don't have a number for that. We just do the same thresholds and the limits as we do in an FEI course, and the good ones are being invited. So there's no number, fixed number that we did set up now. So there's no, only the good ones are going to be invited. Do you know when they are going to be available open? Yeah, that's, I already said, the 8th of June, next Saturday. Thank you, Maarten, for all your effort and knowledge shared. Now, with big pleasure, and also thanks to Katrina, and of course, the help of Lena and the other ones from Black Horse. Is it possible to send an email with a summary of the upcoming appointments and information for the real life course? Yes, that will follow in detail.
Yeah. I'm also happy to add an email for the 5 practice tests.
That's good. That's good. That's good to add. That's good to add. So if you do that, then it's all clear about the assessment. And then the real life course, we will give details later, also from the EF, from Theodore. Can you mention the dates of the test on the hub? I will do it for the 3rd and last time. We will start the assessment Saturday, June 8th, till Sunday, June 16. So that's the timeline where you can do it in your own time, your own tempo, without stress. Will these type of training possibilities by the EEF continue in the future too? Then I have to look at Theodore.
Yes, we will continue next year. We will work on the syllabus, what to include, how to improve it, and what additional information to provide. Maarten didn't know that we will continue, but Maarten, yes, we will continue.
No, I didn't know, so that's good to know.
So, and I use the opportunity to say really, really big thank you to Katrina, to Maarten, and the team of Black Horse One, because what you see on these webinars, actually, this is very small amount of the efforts which the tutors and Black Horse One put. I don't know how many videos you watch, Maarten and Katrina, to select these videos which you presented. Also, the first presentation of Katrina She did so much efforts. Unfortunately, we cannot share this information. I received a lot of requests. It's a matter of royalties and rights. But once again, thank you very much for information of the participants. Black Horse One is running these webinars now from Canada, but they run one, I think, from USA. So they are really dedicated. Lena, thank you very much for your efforts.
There's one question still, Theodore, because I have to say that to be honest, we didn't know when we did start this course, we didn't know how many people would participate. So we were really surprised how many people would like to participate. So it shows also the need for clinics like this and the need for knowledge. And we are really happy to share the knowledge. So that's really nice. And one last question, Theodore. And so happy with all the investments and help and support from the EEF. We really did it in good cooperation with the EEF, so really happy with that. But there's also one question, how eventing will continue.
With the eventing, the tutors were really busy, and today I had conversations. We really would like to start, especially with the cross-country for technical delegates. So this is in the plan. It's not cancelled, but the tutors were really busy. And very soon we will provide you information how we will proceed with the eventing. We are also working for the other disciplines. Maybe we will start with jumping for judges and course designers. We have plans also for the endurance for course designers. But at the moment, we are in the process of appointment of sport development manager, and this will be in his or her responsibility. So when we have one person more in EF, it will be much easier.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Thank EEF, thanks to Black Horse, and thanks to all participants for participating in this course. And hope to see a lot of you in the real life course. Thank you very much. Bye. Ciao.